Hello, Steve White, Steve White's 89. Well, I just did a video about the two new Star Trek animated previews for the two short tracks, and I went to look at the gallery thinking instead of screen capturing a shot for the thumbnail, I might just take one from the gallery. And I found a bunch of pictures in the gallery. Now, I wasn't expecting there to be any images that weren't in the video, so I thought I was done until they actually showed the episode. I thought this is all we're going to see. So, had a bit of a look at there. Now, it fills me with both dread and a little hope. Now, the dread is that... Actually, I'll do the hope first. The hope is that after looking at the girl who made the stars, there's actually some interesting imagery in the video which you don't really see in the preview. It's mostly just Michael being a brat, playing with her tardigrade just to rub that into an us. But there's a shot of her and her dad talking, looking up at space and seeing an example of the universe, whether that's just him explaining it in her imagination or whether it's an actual hologram that's a toy of hers in the room, but it looks interesting. We see her... Now, we know she does interact with the characters in her mind, but we see a little bit more of that where she's actually in like a village and wearing the tribal costumes and so forth, and at least that has some aesthetic value. And then we actually see some imagery. We actually see shots of her imagining space, I guess, and imagining it's a different environment. It looks alien, but it could just be Earth in some sort of flux, in some sort of movement coming together or moving around in her mind. And then there's the one we did see of her walking into what looks like a dark sort of forest, but looks like rocks. We see another one of her with some sort of alien being, and it just looks like there's actually something fanciful, not just sitting, telling a story, talking about the stars sort of abstractly. It looks like they are actually going to have her explore them in her imagination in the story, and that at least has some positive element to it. And there's a fairly awesome looking snake which looked really fake in the preview, but in the stills it looks interesting, so not sure how that'll actually look, if that's going to be consistent. Now unfortunately the dread, when we get to Ephraim and Dot, we see the Enterprise, we see Ephraim in space, but then we see Ephraim outside the window of the Enterprise, and we see Captain Kirk and Khan. Why are Captain Kirk and Khan in this? How is this not Pike's Enterprise? This is original series Kirk, although the ship is wrong. The actual window looks correct for an Enterprise window, but there was no window in sickbay. There was no wall of the ship there. So it's inaccurate, and it's just alarming that they're using Kirk and Khan. How are they going to use Kirk and Khan? Why are they using Kirk and Khan? Can they not make one story without using Wrath of Khan or Khan? It's just like, I hear, this is off the track, I hear that possibly the next Star Trek film, Star Trek 4, or Star Trek 4A, as Kozłowski, whatever his name is, calls it, is going to be about Commander Krug from Star Trek 3. I'm like, are they just going to recycle everything? I thought the whole idea of creating a new universe was so they could do different things. And same thing goes with this. They were telling us how we want all the different Star Trek shows to be all different and look at all different elements, and everyone has something different. And it looks like they're just regurgitating stuff again. I'm just... Why? I don't want to see any of the original characters in this, because I don't want them to ruin it. They've already done a fairly bad job with Spock, because all of a sudden he's more emotional than a 12-year-old schoolgirl. Oops. I think I misspoke there. Schoolgirl. It's just, I'm not feeling optimistic. Basically, they are sitting outside the window looking at Kirk and Khan and McCoy inside the cabin, and then the rest is the stuff we've already seen in the previews. Them running around the Jeffries tubes and encountering trebles and washing, piles of washing, and looking at the engine room. I don't know. Until I saw Kirk and Khan, I thought it could be cute. And then there's another element that actually show the hand from who mourns for Adonis. I'm like, what does that have to do with this story? Why are they bringing Khan and Adonis? But yet it is Pike's Enterprise in the shot, but with Adonis's hand, but with Kirk and the original series uniforms. None of it makes sense. It looks like a mess. So whatever enthusiasm I had is now flipped, but it's still pretty low. But I just had to mention the fact that they brought Kirk into this. So I don't know what they're going to do, but I can't imagine it's going to be good. And Khan, why Khan? Can we not get away from Khan? I'm so sick of Khan. It's like Star Trek is not Khan. Star Trek is bigger than that. Can you give us that universe, please? They can't, not even animation. They just go back to the same stuff. I'm going to leave it there. Thanks. Feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you think. If you agree, comments are fun. Thanks. Bye.